Hello. Today's new YouTube video is all about group programs. How to choose the right group program for you, and what are the differences between different types of group programs. Let's go check it out. Hello. It's Emma Holmes coming in from Rockstar HQ, and I'm coming in to talk briefly about group programs and why not all group programs are equal, and the skinny on what to look for and what it's all about when it comes to online group programs and courses. Now, group programs and courses are not for everybody. They're not for everybody. And I know that lots of entrepreneurs are that complete mix of introvert and extrovert. And the group environment can be beneficial, but it can be really stressful all at the same time. And what can happen is that you can feel a little bit intimidated by the group. Often the situation arrives whereby you've got questions and you don't know whether you fit in or whether you don't fit in. There's concerns that everybody else in the group seems to have all of their funky stuff together, and you're labelling yourself not a proper business owner, and you might feel a little bit intimidated by sharing. You can get overwhelmed with the progress that others are making and start to feel that you're maybe just not quite in the right place. I know that group programs aren't for everybody. I know that some group programs are very different to other group programs equally. So let's talk first of all about the different types of group programs. So essentially, you've probably got group programs that fall into one of three camps. The first camp being a self-study. So it is down to you to just crack on with that group program, and you are maybe popped into a Facebook group with other people that are cracking on with that program, but it's your responsibility just to do the stuff that is in there. The second type of group program is a hosted group program. So you might well get hold of the whole program. You, of course, remain responsible for undertaking the program, but you might get some access to the person who produced and prepared that program. You might be able to ask questions. You might get a Q&A. The third type of group program is a mentorship kind of group program, and this might fall into the basket of being a mastermind, or it might be a mentorship program, and that's where you have got much higher levels of help and support around you. You might have direct access to the person who runs that program. You might have a more robust way of working through the content to keep accountable, and you might have more help and support within the group program environment. So I would say that, they're one of three. They're either go off and do it by yourself. You might have a group to fall back on, peer support generally, a group program where you get some help and support from the host, and one where you get a higher level of help and support from the host that's more mentorship and real sturdy help and support, rather than the three kind of phases of how a group program can work. Now, the first thing about choosing the right group program for you is being incredibly mindful as to what it is that you're looking for. There'll be some circumstances and situations where literally getting hold of the content is what you're after. You just want to be taught that thing and be able to do that thing and be able to come out of the other end of that thing and have more knowledge on whatever that program is about. So it might be something that you want to learn practical skills for. It might be something that you want to know the theory behind, and that's completely cool. You might have something where you think, actually, I'm going to need a little bit more support on this. I want to be able to ask my questions. I want to be able to gain a little bit more clarity. Or you might go, do you know what? I'm going to need to be really helped through this. I want some input into my business, because I know that sometimes I maybe deviate off course. I might not do the stuff that scares me. I might always go, oh, well, it's all right for them, but how does that work for me? Or that won't work for me, as an automatic reaction. So knowledge as to what you are looking for will help you to purchase the right group program for you. So knowing what you're after is really important. Now, getting the very best out of a group program is really important. So what do you need to do that? So first of all, quell the noise, right? You might be part of a gazillion Facebook groups, free Facebook groups, things that you've paid for in the past, things that just you've accumulated over time. Felt like a good idea at the time, right? And I would suggest that first of all you do a group audit. So you go through the Facebook groups that you are present within, that you've got access to, and leave the groups that don't serve you or that you don't actively participate in right now. Let's get rid of the fear of missing out. Let's shred that and let's move that to one side. Let's look at quelling the noise and making sure that you can focus on the stuff that is going to work for your business. Reassess whether or not you're aligned to those groups, whether they are serving you in any way whatsoever, and you can make that decision and move away from any groups that are negative, that lower your vibration, or that simply are not part of your journey right now. The next one is to gravitate to people like you. Look for group programs that are designed for people like you. So yes, look at those 3 different elements of the type of group program, but also look at how you feel when you read the sales page for that program, what the feedback on that program is like, whether or not you really resonate with the host of that program, whether they're talking to you in their content, because chances are, if you see stuff out there that really speaks to you and that you find really helpful, then their group programs are going to be more for you than looking out and thinking, well, that person's got lots of followers and I really fear missing out because they've got the hashtag #1 strategy for whatever it might be. And they're pushing me and they're pushing me and they're pushing. Really look at where you are magnetized to and who would be the very best person to help you. Chances are as well that, if you have got a relationship with somebody that you've been watching, listening to, getting involved with, reading their blogs, whatever it might be, you have a feel for the crowd that they have around them too. Find somewhere where you feel like you truly belong and that you can be surrounded by people who absolutely are the right fit for you. Turn off notifications. You don't need to receive notifications from all of the groups that you're involved in if you'd rather not receive them. Some groups are so noisy that your notifications will be jammed if you turn them on. Turn off the notifications, go into the group when it suits you. You don't need the group yelling you for attention. So it might be that you go, right, okay, so I'm going to focus on this work this month, and therefore I can turn off the notifications for all of these groups right now. Doesn't mean you can't go back and turn them back on further down the line. It's just you're saying, right now, this is where my focus is. Right now, this is the direction I'm going in. And you can get, a real sense of clarity and focus by doing that. There's no such thing as a silly question. All right. So if you're thinking that there is, that you're going to be judged for asking a certain question or that everybody's going to laugh at you, you're probably not in the right group for you. All right. If you're thinking it, then chances are somebody else has had the same question, either rolling around in their head or has been asked before. And that's okay. If it's been asked already, you might be signposted to the answer that has already been given. You might be signposted to a blog post or a YouTube video or a podcast or a piece of content that can help and support you with that. Don't feel that you can't ask the question because it might have already been asked. And if other people are thinking it, they'll be glad that you asked too. It's always okay, and people are never going to think or feel any less of you as long as you're in the right group. Get involved as much as you like. There is no right and no wrong. Now, I often get people who go, oh, I didn't want to ask because I asked something yesterday. So what? If you've got a question and it's coming up on your radar, my view is that you get in there and that you ask it. And in my groups, I actively encourage you to do that. So, if you've got a question and you want to be involved, then go for it. If you want to withdraw a little bit because your focus is somewhere else at any particular time, do that. It's okay. Remember that celebrating success is also important as part of a group program in a group environment. I'm always very much, thankful when people come in and talk about their successes. We can talk about things that might go wrong. We can talk about things that come up for you. We can talk about all sorts of different elements, but equally we should talk about the successful stuff too. If if there's something there that you're super proud of, don't think that it's braggy. Don't think that it's awful. It's not meant to, upset anybody else, and it's not there to, make people feel like they've got lack or that they aren't abundant. It's not there to be a wobble for anybody else. When people celebrate successes and talk about the things that they've achieved, it shows potential and possibility for other people. People should be inspired by the success of others rather than see it as a comparison stick to beat yourself up with. So you can, of course, come in and celebrate whenever you like or at a later date, however that works for you. But know that other people's successes doesn't mean that you're not going to make it and doesn't make you inadequate. See it as an insight into the possibility and the motivation and inspiration to keep going. Groups can be the most amazing places. Group programs can be the most amazing things that you ever get involved in your business, as long as you are mindful about choosing the absolute right program for you. Thinking about the type of involvement that you want from the host of that program. Is it that you just want the information that's inside their head? Then more of a self-study, reliant upon you kind of group program will suit you down to the ground. If you think you need a little bit of support, a little bit of hand-holding, then look for programs that are a little bit like that. If you want more robust support, then look at more mentorship kind of programs that will really get hold of what you want to do and help you to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Look at whose work actually resonates with you. Whose work are you attracted to? Whose work is really speaking to you at any given point in time? And look at how you can tap into any courses that they produce or any groups that they have available. Make sure that you are, looking at the noise generally around you and focus on what is the priority for you and your business right now. If you've got any questions about this, if there's anything that comes up for you around group programs and around how to choose the right group program for you, jump into the comments, because I would love to chat about this one and to help and support you to make some good decisions for you and for your business. As always, make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hit the little bell notification so that you never miss a single beat. And I will speak to you in the next video. Bye for now.